Ever feel like there's just not enough time in the day to focus on, everything?
Especially when you're trying to build a business.
Right. Between emails, meetings, and putting out fires left and right.
Yeah, who has time to hit the gym or cook a healthy meal?
Exactly. But what if I told you that taking care of your physical health could actually be the key to unlocking even more success as an entrepreneur?
Like a secret weapon.
Kind of. We're diving deep today into this surprising connection.
Should be interesting.
Yeah, we're using Chapter 5, The Soul Warrior, a book by Abbood Tamimi.
Heard his story is pretty inspiring.
Definitely. He learned a lot about the link between physical health and entrepreneurial success.
And he's sharing all those insights in his book.
Exactly. He starts with this idea of the right mind in the right body.
Makes sense. Hard to be on top of your game mentally when you're feeling physically drained.
Totally. Tammy talks about how, there are all these iconic figures who achieved incredible success, but struggled with their health.
Like who?
Elvis Presley, John Candy, Chris Farley.
Oh, wow. Yeah, they all had talent and drive, but
their bodies couldn't keep up with their ambitions.
it's a good reminder that longevity is key.
For sure. You can build a massive company, but what good is it if you're not healthy enough to enjoy it?
So true. You need the stamina to keep going.
And that's where exercise comes in. It's about so much more than just looking good.
It's about building resilience, mental toughness. Think about marathon runners, for example.
They push their bodies to the limit.
Right. And entrepreneurs need that same mental fortitude to face setbacks, to keep going when things get tough.
So hitting the pavement can actually help you hit those revenue targets.
You bet. But it's not just about endurance.
There's more.
Flexibility is super important too. Just like stretching helps your body move more freely, being mentally flexible allows you to adapt to change.
To embrace new ideas.
Exactly. And navigate the ups and downs of the business world.
Makes sense.
And then there's strength training.
Building those biceps.
Well, yeah, but it's really about developing discipline and the mental toughness to push through those plateaus.
Like when you lift a heavier weight than you thought you could.
Exactly. That feeling of accomplishment translates directly to the business world.
Interesting. So every rep at the gym is like a mini lesson in resilience.
You got it.
Yeah.
And all of this ties into the amazing impact exercise has on your brain power.
Wait, are you saying that working out can actually make you smarter?
Absolutely. Remember that John F. Kennedy quote about physical fitness being the basis for dynamic intellectual activity?
Frankly.
Well, he was onto something. Exercise stimulates the growth of new brain cells, improves memory, boosts your overall cognitive function.
Wow, so I could literally work out my way to a sharper mind.
It's true.
This is great. But what about sleep? That's always a struggle for me.
Right. There never seem to be enough hours in the day.
And when you're running a business...
It feels impossible to get a good night's rest.
Exactly.
Well, guess what? Exercise can help with that too.
No way.
Yeah. Regular physical activity helps regulate your circadian rhythm. That's your body's natural sleep-wake cycle.
So you're saying exercise can actually help me fall asleep and stay asleep?
Exactly. And you'll wake up feeling refreshed and ready to tackle the day.
I'm starting to see a pattern here.
Taking care of your body is a crucial part of success in business.
It's like investing in your company's most valuable asset.
You.
Right. But I think it's also important to talk about the flip side. What happens when we neglect our physical health?
Oh, that's a whole other can of worms. We're talking about some serious risks that go way beyond just gaining a few pounds.
Okay, let's get into it then. What are the real dangers lurking behind that sedentary lifestyle? The ones so many entrepreneurs fall into.
Well, for starters, there's cardiovascular disease.
The silent killer.
Exactly. And inactivity significantly increases your risk. We're talking about obesity, diabetes, hypertension, high cholesterol.
All major contributors to heart disease.
Right. And it doesn't stop there.
There's more.
Research has linked physical inactivity to an increased risk of certain types of cancer.
Oh, wow.
And conditions like obesity and diabetes can be incredibly limiting.
In what way?
Well, they often lead to restricted diets, social challenges, medication dependence.
Not to mention the impact on energy levels and mental state.
Absolutely. Inactivity can trigger a whole cascade of negative consequences. Fatigue, mood swings, increased anxiety, even depression.
And who can build a successful business when they're constantly battling brain fog and exhaustion?
It's like a domino effect, impacting every aspect of your life.
So we've established that ignoring your physical health is a bad idea.
A very bad idea.
But let's shift gears and talk about how Abbood Tamimi turned things around.
Ah, yes. His story is truly remarkable. He managed to reverse his diabetes and achieve a level of health he never thought possible.
By taking control of his health and going beyond conventional medicine.
Exactly. And his journey is packed with valuable insights that we can all learn from.
So let's dive into his incredible transformation. We'll uncover the lessons he learned along the way and how we can apply them to our own lives.
Sounds good to me. Tamimi's journey.
Yeah, it all started with a bit of a wake-up call.
Like hitting snooze a few too many times.
Well, more like a diagnosis of type 2 diabetes.
Oh, wow.
Imagine that news. Kind of feels like a punch to the gut, right? Especially when you're young and in the middle of building your dreams.
It's like 1 minute you're on top of the world and the next you're dealing with a chronic illness.
You got it.
I bet that was tough for him to process.
It was. Initially, it was a mix of shock and denial.
A pretty normal reaction to that kind of news, I think.
Definitely. So he started taking medication. He wasn't fully committed to it, you know. He didn't feel that much different with or without the pills.
I can see how that would be discouraging.
And the thought of being dependent on medication for the rest of his life, that really didn't sit well with him. Yeah, I get that. It's that feeling of losing control.
Right, like your body is betraying you and you're at the mercy of pills and doctors.
But entrepreneurs especially, that lack of control can be really hard to accept.
They are used to being in the driver's seat, calling the shots.
So what was the turning point for Tamimi? What made him realize that he needed to take charge of his health?
Sadly, it was the loss of his mother.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that.
She passed away from complications due to diabetes, and for him, it was a devastating wake-up call.
It makes you face your own mortality, doesn't it?
It does. It forces you to confront the very real consequences of neglecting your health.
I think sometimes it takes a life-altering event like that to really shake us out of complacency and make us realize that our health is precious.
It was a pivotal moment for Tamimi, for sure. He started taking his medication more seriously.
But he still wanted more than just managing his symptoms, right?
You know it. He had that entrepreneurial spirit in him, that drive to find a better way, a more innovative solution.
To go beyond the conventional.
Absolutely. He wasn't satisfied with just treating the symptoms. He wanted to understand the root cause of his condition and explore different approaches.
So he was basically hacking his own health.
Exactly. His search led him beyond the realm of conventional medicine. He started researching natural remedies and how lifestyle changes could actually impact his health.
He was looking for a more holistic approach.
You got it. He even consulted with an herbal doctor.
An herbal doctor?
Yeah. Now, this doctor had a completely different perspective on diabetes.
I'm intrigued. What did he say?
He didn't see it as just a disease, but more as a state of being.
A state of being.
Yeah, and one that's influenced by things like metabolism and lifestyle choices.
Interesting. So instead of just focusing on controlling blood sugar levels with medication, Tamimi started looking at how to regulate his metabolism and boost his overall health.
It's like shifting from a reactive approach to a proactive one.
Taking control instead of just managing the symptoms.
Exactly. And this herbal doctor introduced him to the power of natural substances like cinnamon, ginger, turmeric.
Those are all pretty common spices.
They are. And they've been used for centuries in traditional medicine to support various bodily functions.
It's amazing how much wisdom is contained in those ancient healing practices.
Sometimes the simplest solutions are the most effective.
So Tamimi was embracing these natural remedies, but he was also making changes to his diet, right?
Absolutely. He started working with a nutritionist.
And I bet that's where things got really interesting.
Oh, yeah. He had a major aha moment when he realized how much of the food we're exposed to is actually not good for us.
All those processed foods and hidden sugars.
You nailed it.
Yeah.
And all the chemical additives lurking in those packaged products.
It's scary how the food industry can be so deceptive sometimes, making us believe that certain products are healthy when they're really not.
One of the biggest takeaways for Tamimi was the importance of cooking at home with natural ingredients.
Taking back control of what you're putting into your body.
Exactly. He learned to identify those common culprits lurking in our supermarkets. White sugar, white flour, processed salt. He started opting for the whole unadulterated versions instead.
It's about becoming an informed consumer and making conscious choices about what you're fueling your body with.
It's all about prioritizing your health, just like you'd prioritize your business.
But let's be real, for busy entrepreneurs, that's easier said than done.
I hear you. But Tamimi stresses that once you develop those healthy habits and gain control over your health, you can still enjoy those occasional treats guilt-free.
So it's not about being perfect. It's about finding a sustainable balance.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Now, we can't forget about fitness. What role did that play in Tamimi's transformation?
Oh, it was essential. He teamed up with a personal trainer and committed to a regular exercise routine.
Did he go all out, gym membership and all?
Not necessarily. He focused on finding activities he enjoyed and making movement a consistent part of his life.
So no crazy boot camps or marathon training?
Nope. He did a lot of walking, jogging, swimming, even explored bodyweight exercise that could be done anywhere, anytime.
So he was basically debunking the excuse that I don't have time for exercise.
Exactly. He proved that you can incorporate movement into your day no matter how busy you are.
And the results?
Pretty incredible. Through a combination of those dietary changes, natural remedies, and consistent exercise, he managed to reverse his diabetes and achieve a level of health he never thought possible.
It's truly inspiring. It shows that no matter how challenging your health situation might be, you can take control and make positive changes.
Absolutely. But I think it's important to acknowledge that making these kinds of changes can be tough. We all have our own excuses and resistance to overcome.
I know I do.
And what's so great about Tamimi is that he's honest about his own struggles. He admits that initially he resisted exercise.
I feel that.
He came up with all sorts of reasons why he couldn't make it a priority, just like many of us do.
It's like we have this inner voice that tries to sabotage our best intentions.
So true.
So how did he overcome those obstacles? What were his secrets?
Well, one key realization was that he didn't need a fancy gym or a personal trainer to get started. He just needed to move his body.
Keep it simple.
All things that can be done anywhere, anytime.
And probably for free?
Exactly.
Yeah.
No expensive gym membership required.
That's a great point.
He also had to overcome the mental hurdle of feeling deprived when it came to food.
That's a big one for a lot of people. They think healthy eating means giving up all the things they enjoy.
Exactly. But Tamimi realized that it wasn't about deprivation at all. It was about making conscious choices, understanding what food really is and finding healthier alternatives that still tasted good.
It's like retraining your taste buds in your brain to appreciate the flavors of whole natural foods.
Right. And once you make that shift, those cravings for the unhealthy stuff start to diminish naturally.
That's a win-win.
And remember, he doesn't advocate for perfection. It's about finding a balance that works for you. Life's too short to be miserable.
Right? It's all about progress, not perfection.
I like that.
Tamimi's journey is proof that you can transform your health and achieve lasting well-being through knowledge, action, and a willingness to challenge the conventional way of thinking.
It's both inspiring and empowering.
And what I find really encouraging is that he's not some health guru or fitness fanatic. He's an entrepreneur, just like our listeners.
Someone who understands the demands of a busy life.
If he can make these changes, anyone can.
Absolutely.
So we've heard Tamimi's story. Super inspiring. Right?
Exactly.
But now it's time to get practical. Like, what can we actually do with all this info? How can we, use it to improve our own lives and businesses?
Well, Tamimi doesn't just leave us with inspiration.
That's it.
He gives us some really concrete steps to take action.
Okay, I'm listening. What's first?
First, become more aware of the tricks the food industry uses to keep us hooked on, unhealthy products.
You mean all those misleading labels and stuff?
Exactly. Like, become a food detective.
Mm-hmm.
Really scrutinize those labels. Compare the nutritional value.
Right.
Like, grab a bag of spinach, then compare it to a package of healthy spinach dip.
Oh, I get it.
You'll see the difference.
It's crazy how deceptive those labels can be. You think you're making a healthy choice.
Like, you're not.
Right. So be a savvy consumer.
Yeah, remember, the food industry is a business. Their goal is to sell products, not necessarily to keep us healthy.
Gotcha. Knowledge is power.
For sure. Another thing Tamimi emphasizes is movement.
Like exercise.
Yeah, but incorporate it into your daily routine. Even small changes can make a big difference.
Like what?
Instead of meeting for coffee, suggest a walk.
Okay.
Take the stairs, walk every aisle in the supermarket, little things like that.
Sneak in those extra steps. I like it.
And it doesn't need to be a huge time commitment. Even a 15-minute workout in your living room can make a difference.
Before work.
Yeah. Make fitness a habit, not a chore.
But what about motivation? Like, I know I should exercise, but...
It's tough.
It is.
Tamimi says, find something you enjoy. If you hate running, don't run.
Makes sense.
Try swimming, dancing, whatever gets you moving.
Like dating. Find that perfect match.
Exactly. And accountability is huge. Find a workout buddy. Join a class, whatever works for you.
So we've got food, we've got fitness.
One last thing.
Okay, what is it?
Schedule a medical checkup.
Oh.
Yeah, don't wait till something's wrong. Get a baseline of your current health.
Like a financial audit, but for your body.
Exactly. Once you know where you stand, you can start making those small changes.
This has been really eye-opening. It's so easy to get caught up in the hustle and, forget about ourselves.
Totally.
But Tamimi's story,
Powerful reminder.
it is. Taking care of our health isn't just about living longer.
It's about being our best selves.
In every aspect of our lives.
And, a healthy entrepreneur.
Is a thriving entrepreneur.
Exactly.
I think we've given everyone a lot to think about today.
I hope so.
Remember, your health is an investment. Probably the best one you can make.
Take care of your body. It's the vessel that will carry you towards your dreams.
So fuel it well, move it often, and get those checkups. You won't regret it.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
Until next time.